And on today's Christmas spot, we're going to be having a look at the Mattel Toys R Us exclusive, the Ghostbusters 2. I like to think of it as the Ghostbusters 2 Holiday Pack, which contains Ray Stantz, Peter Venkman, Winston Zeddemore, and Egon Spangler. A very cool set, certainly one that you would never have expected to find at a local Toys R Us. Usually with Mattel, with the Ghostbusters line at least, the majority of it has always been found solely on MattyCollector.com. And then of course, online toy stores have picked it up, such as Big Bad Toy Store and whatnot. But it's very nice to see a deluxe box set featured and distributed through a local retail store. I figured I'd save off and do this for Christmas, just because, well, for one thing, you can't probably see it, but there's Christmas hats in there that each of the Ghostbusters can wear. But I thought, why not? Why not? Let's do Ghostbusters for Christmas. I also would like to point out, I could not find this at my local Toys R Us. Once again, my good friend, the Review Revolution, picked this up in the States and sent this my way. So thank you once again, my friend, my liege, my confidant. I don't know. But thank you very much, sir, for sending this my way. As you can see, the package, there's not really much to be said for package-wise. I mean, we've got a gray kind of package. We've got the Ghostbusters 2 logo, which is debatable. A lot of people don't like the Ghostbusters 2 logo because, you know, that clearly advertises a sequel and not so much I guess you could say, well, they've come back because, you know, they were struggling in the Ghostbusters movie, but I guess they are back, so therefore the Ghost is we've got number 2. On the back of this very large packaging, we've got ourselves the mural featured at the end of Ghostbusters 2 after they defeat, spoiler alert for anyone who hasn't seen it, after they defeat Vigo. Personnel file, we've got Ray Stantz, Peter Venkman, Egon Spangler, Winston Zeddemore. Of course, we're back. Reminding me, of course, that I'm very anxious to see Ghostbusters 3 when they eventually make it. I don't even know if they've started filming it yet, but Ray Stantz says, an expert on paranormal history, owns a cult bookstore, designs Ghostbusters equipment with Egon. He says, we think the spirit of a 17th century Moldavian tyrant is alive and well in a painting at the Manhattan Museum of Art. I would love if they would make a Vigo figure with the Vigo mural behind him. If they could release those two, magic. That would be awesome. Peter Venkman hosts a psychic-themed talk show, thinks hairless cats are weird, needs to feel loved and desired. Says that we're the best, we're the beautiful, we're the only Ghostbusters. Egon Spangler, strategic right brain of the outfit, performs advanced theoretical research, invented the Geiger-meter. Says, Ray, we'd like to shoot the monster, could you move please? And then finally, Winston Zeddemore, enthusiastic children's party entertainer, hates gelatin desserts. How could you hate Jell-O? Everybody loves Jell-O. And loves New York. It's very potent stuff. We made a toaster dance with it. Of course you did. So there's packaging. I have been quite looking forward to getting this guy opened up, this very large box. So what we're going to do, we're just going to get this opened up, and we will have ourselves a look at the 4 Ghostbusters that make up the Toys R Us exclusive box set. We're back. Make sure you guys come back. Stay tuned. I ain't afraid no ghost. I ain't afraid no ghost. I ain't getting no ghost. Ghostbusters! Alright guys, we're back. Just like what the box said, we are back. And we have the Ghostbusters out of package. I'm just having a look at Slimer right now, who I might add looks like a fantastic mold of Slimer. It's probably one of the best Slimers I've ever seen in the way of a figure. This Slimer has been released before. I believe it was released with a slimed version of Egon. Whether or not he was translucent, that will be certainly the job of you, the viewer, to let me know. I don't believe he was as see-through as he is here, but this is a perfect representation of Slimer. He's got a hole on the bottom, which actually then has a spot for this plug. You can actually put him on a stand, so you can have him floating. But looks very, very neat. Surprisingly, his articulation is quite good. His arms can rotate. They look like they're on a ball joint. It doesn't look like you can. Maybe you can bend the arms. Yes, you can. There's a little hinge on the side that you can actually bend the arms, but you can also rotate them. You can bend the elbow and rotate the hand. So don't let this little spud fool you. He actually has quite a bit of articulation. I haven't even started talking about the Ghostbusters, but already I love the Slimer. I'm actually just going to put him on his display stand, and you know what? We'll put him back here. I think Ray better be careful, though. You best be quite careful. I think I better be careful. That Slimer looks like it's going to fall. At any rate, though, let's have a look at the other accessories that the Ghostbusters come with. One of which is a ghost trap, as seen right here. This ghost trap, this open ghost trap, because it actually does open up, was available with the original Ghostbusters 1 Winston, and there was an energy construct that you could attach to it as well. So if you already have the Winston, you've got yourself yet another ghost trap, and you can't have enough ghost traps. That's my way of thinking. Now this opens, you can close it up. It looks a little larger than a standard ghost trap. If you want a normal looking ghost trap, you would want to pick up the Walter Peck, and he would have actually come with a closed ghost trap that would look a little more, wouldn't look as bulky. But I love the fact that you get an extra ghost trap, because now you have 2, you possibly have 3 depending on which figures you already have. And we'll just put that aside. Mentioned before, this is a Christmas pack because all the Ghostbusters actually come with hats. There is a package variant. I think it was just a 50-50 pack where the Ghostbusters either had the hats already on in the package, or you would have it in this case where the hats were just right below the figures when you took them out of the package. But pretty neat looking hats. You can wear them on your finger. I mean, that looks a little silly. Let's take Ray, because he looks like he's probably going to be the easiest to put the hat on. And we'll just sandwich the hat on there. You can't really sandwich a hat. You could, but I gotta tell you, it won't be a very delicious sandwich. But you can put the Christmas hat on. And it's a little large, yes. But you know what? For what it is, it's still pretty cool. I admit, it's still pretty cool. There is 4 hats. There is 4 Ghostbusters. You do the math. Each Ghostbuster will have a hat. I probably will maybe keep the hats on them. I know that as silly as that sounds. Maybe I'll take them off. I don't know. I'm hoping, and this will probably be something I'll touch base on again in this review, but I'm hoping that Mattel will re-release these figures with the Ghostbusters 2 uniforms, but actually give them, like, you don't necessarily have to re-release Egon, although re-releasing Egon with a Geiger meter would be very cool. Peter you wouldn't necessarily have to re-release, but I'm crossing my fingers, right, like that. I'm crossing my fingers that they're going to re-release at least Ray and Winston with the slime blowers. Give us the slime blowers. It was silly in the movie, making the Statue of Liberty walk and all, but still very cool to see them with the slime blowers. And then finally get a Vigo figure, and you've got yourself a fantastic Ghostbusters 2 diorama. At any rate, I'm talking too much in this review. The Ghostbusters bodies are the exact same. I'm sure as you've watched numerous reviews, probably everybody has commented on it. It's the exact same mold from the shoulder area right down to the boots. The only exception here is Peter. Of course, Peter has his pants untucked, so his pants actually go right down to the bottom. But the exact same body nonetheless. And I'm alright with that. I'm fine with that because their builds weren't really that different from one another that you couldn't get away with it. Plus, if it meant that you could get all 4 figures instead of waiting for them to, release individuals. But I've always liked the darker costumes versus the lighter costumes. It's up for debate, yes I know, but I do probably like these a lot better. Also, there's the Ghostbusters 2 logo on their shoulders there. Also, Ray Stantz here as well. Being that these are all 4 the same figure, really essentially, I probably won't talk about this for every single figure, but they do have a Proton pack, standard Proton pack. It's the same as the individual release Proton packs. You got your Proton stream. Make sure you don't cross the streams. Still absent, though, is the actual Proton beam. But I believe the Peter Venkman, when he eventually gets released, will come with a Proton beam that comes from the wand, Proton wand. You can put him in the hand, as you already have seen. You can also put the Proton wand onto the Proton pack, like so. Like so. I guess you could probably put it the other way too, but it doesn't really make sense for me personally to want to put it the other way. Let's see if we can get this on here. There we go. And you've got the Proton wand on the Proton pack. In the way of the figure's articulation, they have a ball jointed head, and the joint actually is in the neck, not so much in the head. They have rotation in the shoulders. You can rotate the forearm, you can bend at the elbow, you can rotate the hand. You can kind of move the hand slightly, but it's just more so a swivel. Swivel at the waist, you bend the legs forward, bend the legs back, bend the legs out, rotate at the thigh, bend at the knee, rotate at the boot, and bend at the foot. And also too, it's Mattel, so they kind of, whether it's Masters of the Universe, whether it's DC Universe Classics, or the Ghostbusters, they all kind of have the exact same articulation. So when you have one of these figures, any one of those 3 or 4 different series of figures, be expected to find about the same articulation on all of them. The Ray, I think still the Ray is the weakest of the 4. The Ray, it looks like Dan Aykroyd, but I think it could have been a lot better, at least in the head sculpt. And I guess I can rate these individually. The Ray, and I've already really done a review of Ray, but I'm probably going to give Ray a 6. He's not fantastic. He certainly could have been a lot better sculpted, I think. But he's not bad. Put him down. Oh, see, I told you. There goes Slimer. You know what? It's his own fault. I'll leave him. Let's have a look at Bill Murray. One of the reasons why Ghostbusters 3 is stuck in limbo right now. I wish Bill Murray would just sign off on it, get the movie started. This is actually the first time I've got a Peter Venkman figure. It was actually in this pack. Definitely looks like Bill Murray. It is funny though that the 3 Ghostbusters, at least the 3 white guys, are all quite tanned. I don't remember them being this tanned in the movie. Apparently they are. Got a loose... There we go. Came loose on the Proton pack. I like the Peter. Of course, the exact same body. The head sculpt is fantastic, though. I completely passed on the slimed version of Peter Venkman. I would just hold off, really, on the regular Peter Venkman. His accessories are the exact same. As mentioned, of course, he's already got the untucked pant leg. But I won't touch too much on the articulation because, nobody wants to see an articulation. Me go over it 4 times in this video. But Peter, I like. I do like it quite a bit. The tan, yeah, it's distracting. but I'm going to give Peter a solid 8. Maybe, no, a 7.5. I backtrack, 7.5. Peter Venkman definitely looks cool. And I might try to pick up the individual carded Peter Venkman when he comes out from the Ghostbusters 1 line. We've got ourselves, there he is, Winston Zeddemore. I still don't like Winston Zeddemore. I don't know. I know they play him up as the average guy. He's like the guy's guy. He's like the audience. He's basically the audience of the team. Like, he asks the questions. He, you know. But I don't know. I always thought Winston he's so quick to jump the ship. Like Ghostbusters 2, he wants his own lawyer. Definitely doesn't want to stick it out with the team. And then when the team, of course, are asked to save the city, oh, there's Winston again. Oh, hey guys, I'm back with the team. Hey, don't worry guys, I'm back. Oh, you going to jail? Oh, I want my own lawyer. That kind of thing. Of course, missing in this is the mustache. You can kind of, if you look close enough, there looks like it almost looks like there could be an area where the mustache was. I'm gonna have to look at the Winston. I don't remember whether or not it was an actually textured area where his mustache went, but the Winston certainly from Ghostbusters 2 without the stash. There is no stash. Same figure, same articulation, same proton pack. Sadly, no slime blower. And finally, let's have a look at Egon. Again, very, very tanned. The Egon is a very strong looking figure. I mean, he definitely looks like Harold Ramis. Certainly not Harold Ramis now, because, Harold Ramis is kind of fat. But he looks quite a bit like Egon. Shame he didn't come with the Geiger-meter, but maybe, again, that might be something that's re-released when this figure comes back out in a single figure release. Maybe we might get a Geiger-meter then. Same articulation, of course, as always. And the Spangler name tag there. By the way, I don't even think I commented on the rating. Winston, I'm gonna give him a 7. He's a good solid figure. The Egon here, I'm gonna give an 8. No, I'm gonna give him a 7.5. Same as Peter, I'm gonna give him a 7.5. I think definitely likeness-wise, the stronger of the characters are these three here. The Egon definitely looks like Egon. Winston definitely looks like Winston. Peter, you can't get, I think, a better Bill Murray sculpt. The Ray is questionable. Of course, we got poor Slimer. I'm not even going to bother getting him for the rest of the review. He can just sit over there and sulk. But this is a very, very cool set. And the fact that it's in Toys R Us right now, they've probably clearanced these out too. Definitely get your hands on them if you're a Ghostbusters fan. Again, let's hope Mattel re-releases the Egon or the Winston and the Ray with the slime blowers and get an accurate, Ghostbusters 3 or Ghostbusters 2 diorama. But today's Christmas spot, we were looking at the Toys R Us exclusive We're Back Ghostbusters 2 4-pack that featured Ray, Peter, Winston, and Egon. Thanks for watching, guys. Stay tuned for more Christmas spots to come, and I will see you guys next time.